yeah, I bet she ain't got her mods declared on her insurance. But nah. My mods are all declared. What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video back on the Driven 24/7 automotive YouTube channel. As always, under these sunny glasses, I'm Amber. Well, I'm not always wearing sunglasses, I'm only wearing sunglasses because it's a lovely, what are we on? We're Easter Sunday, it's a lovely day outside, and I thought it's the perfect time to film the part 2 of what I think of the TMC Motorsport VMAX lowering springs, which were fitted a couple of weeks ago to this, my Abarth 595 Trofeo. So we're just going to give you a bit of a review on them. I was a bit unaware that springs take a while to settle, so when my dad sort of lowered the car down from the ramps where he'd fitted the springs, I was sort of a bit underwhelmed. I was like, the car doesn't actually look that low when we put lowering springs on. The car wasn't looking as low as I thought it would straight away. It's been a few weeks now, so I'd say. I've driven the car a few miles, and obviously the more you drive it, the more the springs sort of settle in and bed in, whatever you want to call it. If you want to see the installation process of these springs, it was so much more easier than I thought. Obviously I didn't do it, come on guys. I didn't even know these springs took a while to settle, so I'm not going to be the one installing the springs. My dad did it, my daddy, whatever you want to call it. Do check out the video and see how easy these springs are to fit. I'm going to show you and tell you my opinions. Does it ride the same? Yeah, just give you my thoughts. It's only ever two of us in here, me and Martin, but today I'm out on my own. Just going to give you the outcome of how I think the car now handles since it's been lowered on the VMAX lowering springs. Well, we're not in sports mode at the moment. I'm just waiting for the car to warm up, just doing a general boring drive around some of these little back roads. I mean, it's fine, to be honest with you. Not that much difference, you know. A lot of the UK roads have potholes, and maybe you feel the pothole a little bit more, or the bump a little bit more, because it's now lowered. To be honest, it's not half as bad as what I was expecting the ride to be. I mean, I'm on a fairly nice tarmac road now. I will try and go over some humps deliberately, probably. Yeah, it's not that bad on a normal road, to be honest. It's not, you don't literally feel every bump. Foresty sort of bit where the road might be a bit more uneven. This car is great because even when it's not in sports mode, it still cracks and pops from the record one, so it's amazing. And now I'm looking for a road which is full of bumps. I can't actually find one, which is very surprising being here in the UK. Here we go, here's a little manhole cover. Here's another one. Oh, it's not too bad to be fair. Let's go down a second. Oh yes, this is fairly bumpy, I suppose. It's going over a bumpy road now. I mean, I'm only doing 20, it's a single track. It's quite a good test. So it is a bit more harsher, the ride. It's gonna be. It's been lowered, but to be honest, it's not unbearable. It's fine. I suppose with speed it might be a bit more unbearable. It's alright, to be honest, it's not that bad. I mean, the only thing with lowering springs, obviously, you can get, well, there's a few different ways to lower your car, isn't there, nowadays? You've got airless suspension, which obviously would be a dream of mine. Also, you've got coilovers. The advantage with coilovers is you can adjust the ride height, so if you fit them and your car's looking too low, then you just adjust the coilovers for the car to be a bit higher. Obviously, lowering springs, the disadvantages, that lowering springs is going to take it to one lowered setting, so if you don't like that setting, you've got to get different springs for different heights of the car. But I mean, lowering springs is obviously a cheaper way to lower your car. Coilovers is obviously more expensive, and obviously there's, like anything, there's different springs you can get, there's different coilovers, and obviously, you know, where the money's at is the air suspension. Just going back down this road now, it's alright. It's fine. If I had 3 other people in this car, then of course you're gonna, you know, the car's being weighed down with more weight, so yeah, I mean, it does go over the bumps a little bit more harshly, but it's definitely not unbearable. And ride-wise, it doesn't really knock the ride of these baths, because I'd say even with the standard springs, so obviously a sportier suspension compared to your typical Fit 500 and all that. I think getting the lowering springs for your car, the cheap way to lower your car is with lowering springs. It's well worth doing. It's not not that bad, to be honest. It's what I'm trying to say. For the sake of YouTube, sport button on, third gear, let's go. Ah, I love this car! I love this car! I love this car! Oh man, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's lots of expensive mods you can do to these little Abarths. Like I said, there's lots of expensive alternatives, you know, but I've got the induction kit, the sports cat, you know, that don't cost you. I've got my little cheap lowering springs on here, and for me, the car is where I want it to be for now. You know, I would like to maybe get spacers, but people said when you get spacers, apparently spacers and lowering springs is a good combination for stance and looks, but everyday driving, I think the spacers, it might rub a bit more apparently, like when the car bounces along on the springs, I think it might cause some rubbing, and I want my car to be lowered without it scraping or anything like that, you know. And obviously this car doesn't scrape over speed bumps, like I said, it's not that low. And what I will do in a minute, this isn't just an in-car review, because obviously I want to show you how the car has settled so far, obviously from the outside and the appearance-wise. I think it is going down. The video I uploaded previous to this with the car getting its alignment done and a tyre puncture repair. Even the guy, when it was on the ramps, he said, look, I think it's got a bit more settling to do. And that was about a week or so ago. I don't really drive the Abarth much anymore, because I have a company van. I just look forward to the times that I do get to drive her, because she is fun, she is noisy, and she's fast for a little Abarth. She makes pops and bangs from the back, she's got the sucky blowy noises from the induction kit on the front. Yeah, she's just a nuts car, and she still gets looks, and that's why I had to have another yellow Abarth. I think if you're going to have one of these cars, in my opinion, yeah, I do love the attention, I'm not going to lie, that this car gives me, whether it's the looks or the noise, coming from either the front or back. Oh yes. I've had this car over 2 years now, which is a long old time for me. Oh, I just love that TMC Motorsport sports cat as well. TMC, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Another thing to talk about is insurance, because ever since I started modifying this car, I've been with a modified car insurance, because I don't want to get pulled over for whatever reason, and while they're doing their checks they think, oh yeah, I bet she ain't got her mods declared on her insurance. That's another thing to get her over, but nah, my mods are all declared. So, you know, everything I've done to the car, it's all insured, it's all been declared, I'm not hiding anything. It's just no point, it's not worth it. That's me being Miss Goody Two Shoes. I know people risk it, but when you've got a car which pulls in enough attention as it is, I don't want it to be for the wrong reasons, like, oh yeah, she ain't declared all our mods, because I have. Ooh, hello. Hello, little pumps and bangs, my love. Found a hump, guys. That's fine. Would you believe that when you're actually trying to find some humps, you can't actually find a road with humps? But I think this road has got some. Oh, only one set. Oh, that was harsh. Yeah, so it is more firmer over bumps, but for every day, you know, sort of little bumps and grinds in the road is fine. But I managed to find some humps and another couple of bumps. Yeah, it's just a bit more sort of like, obviously it feels firmer, but it sort of feels like it's a bit more bouncier, but in a sort of harder sort of way. It's not back breaking, spine tingling, any of that stuff. So yeah, I'm fine with them, I'm happy with the results. Better than I thought they would be, to be honest. Some more humps. These are these little individual ones, which usually are a pain that you just can't avoid. Oh, there's a big one here as well. Here we go, ready? Bigger one. Yeah, they're nice and smooth anyway. In between two of these little ones. Yeah, it's no big deal. Hump report over and done. So if you guys are subscribers or you follow me on one platform or another, this is the first time I've modified my car in quite a while. it's all down to money, innit? My modification videos usually do well, but you need money to buy those mods in order for the videos to be videos and for them to do well, etc. It's all a money game, innit? But you know, there are so many more mods I want to do if money wasn't a thing. There's another little cheap mod I'm going to do to the exterior of the car. Once you do a modification, you're then thinking, God, what's the next thing I can do, you know? And this is the most modified car I've ever had. I've never modified a Abarth before. It's my first ever modified Abarth. I'm going to show you the outside, what it looks like, how the springs are settling so far. We'll give you a little tour of the outside of the car and what it looks like since it's now on its VMAX lowering springs from TMC Motorsport. And once again, just a big thanks to TMC for hooking me up with my order and with their amazing expertise and advice. So here we have it, guys, on the outside of the Abarth, and although I'm in a sort of rocky lay-by, the car is actually sort of on a fairly even ground. So I'll just show you the back. So goodness knows if this has still got more time to settle yet. There's still a bit of a gap there. The front, on the other hand, is looking better than the back. Not as much of a gap here, so I'm impressed with that. I was also getting a little bit scared, not going to lie, because I'm down this really quiet road and like the police come down. I was like, oh, they've gone, so maybe I can now do some drive-bys. I don't know, I just get a bit nervous when they come down. Although I just said all my mods are declared on the insurance, you never know if they're just going to stop you and be like, oh, what are you doing? And try and find something wrong and fine me for something. But yeah, they've gone now. We're all clear, I'm not locked up. So I think we're going to wrap the video up here. So that is my review of the VMAX lowering springs that I bought from TMC Motorsport. For an everyday car, which this used to be, but even for the weekend car, yeah, I mean, obviously the Abarths are a sports car anyway, a sports car variant of the Fiat 500, we all know that, okay? But this is an Abarth I've got. The Abarths come with a sturdy suspension anyway, because it is a sports car, but bearing in mind, obviously, I've added lowering springs. The ride isn't really that more harsher or that harder. Like I say, out the box, it's pretty firm anyway, it's a sports car. But since the lowering springs have come on, it's maybe a little bit more firmer ride, but it's not really noticeable. I'm trying to think what the old ride was like and compared to what it now rides now with the lowering springs. Not that much difference, to be honest with you. It's a different story when there's more weight in the car, i.e. more people, but for just me and my fiance Martin in the car, it's really not that big a deal. It's not horrendous, it's fine. That's what I'm trying to say, it's fine. So the springs are obviously staying. I assume the car's maybe got a little bit more settling to do. I'm liking how the front's looking. It's just maybe the back, whether that'll go down in time, I'm not sure. I will update you. So if you've enjoyed this video and the outcome, then please give this video a big fat like, click that like button, click that subscribe and ring that bell so you know if every time video does go off my automotive YouTube channel. Follow me on the socials, and if you want to support me further, buy car stickers and car clothing and hats by myself, check out the Driven store as well. All the money goes back into modifying the Abarth and goes back into funding the YouTube channel. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in another one. More Abarth videos to come, of course. See you later. She makes all the pops and noises from the front. Well, not pops from the front, that's not the engine going. All the money goes back into modifying my Honda, goes back into the YouTube channel. Modify my Honda?